All right, 1-8 is a very simple lesson. We're simply going to review some things about the coordinate plane. Basically, on the coordinate plane, the vertical axis is the y-axis, and the horizontal axis is the x-axis. We have 4 quadrants, so 4 areas of the graph. We usually use Roman numerals to indicate those quadrants. And number 1 is in the upper right, number 2 in the upper left, quadrant 3 in the lower left, and quadrant 4 in the lower right. Usually how I tell students to remember this is think of drawing a C on the graph, and that's the path that you would follow to label your coordinates. So we start, if we did a big letter C, we would start by the Roman numeral 1, go to 2, go to 3, go to 4, and so it makes a C for coordinate plane. So that's the order of the quadrants in case you forget. Basically, there's not a lot that we need to recall. If something, sometimes they'll ask you, they'll give you a point, and they'll say, okay, 5 comma negative 4, what quadrant is that point in? Okay, so then you would go 5 spaces to the right, because we remember that the x value comes before the y value. And if you ever forget, just remember alphabetical order. That's the order that it goes in. So we would go 5 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 down. And unfortunately, it's right there, right on my Roman numeral 4. But that's where the 0.5 comma negative 4 would be. And we would label our point 5 comma negative 4 next to the dot. If, for instance, if they would ask you to try to graph a point that is on an axis, so instead of 5 comma negative 4, if they asked you to graph instead 1 comma 0, okay, well that would be 1 to the right, no spaces up and down. So I would put the point right there. That would be 1 comma 0. Well, if I was asked what quadrant that was in, well, it's not really in any quadrant. That's on the positive y-axis, x-axis.